What's going on, Blackish fam? It's your boy B coming at you with another reaction. We're doing it a little bit different this time. This is deaf. For those that don't know, deaf poetry used to be something like a Def Comedy Jam or the Def Comedy Jam Central Roast or whatever you think of nowadays. They used to have a poetry section with a lot of spoken word. And Black Ice is someone that's really top of the game there, and he brings something poetic. It doesn't necessarily have the beat of hip hop, but it has the lyric and the soul of it. And without further ado, I want to check out some of his work. This is Black Ice with a piece called Imagine.
Black Ice. What happens in neighborhoods where the self-esteem has been overshadowed by the decay and the children no longer play the way they used to?
No. Right? Listen to what he's saying as he goes through this.
Young boys choose to follow figures that had no father figures, a place where lives have been reduced to mere names on a nigga wall.
He's like, we're being led by people who weren't taught where to go in the first place, right? We're a nation where they've removed the father figures from our home, the father figures from our communities. So who's leading us now?
A lot of dead shames on the nigga wall, because most of my childhood friends died over some dumb shit. It's like we all on some slum shit. Whatever happened to that we shall overcome shit. Nigga, where I'm from shit, they done tore down the projects and took away neighborhood sports. It's a place where little black boys put on jerseys and shorts, dream big about stardom on fine hardwood courts, but awake to the harsh reality of the stripped, unfinished inner city floor where life splinters.
Bro, listen to what he's saying, right? It's just like the splinter that you get from wood, but he's saying you get the splinter from life's floor, right? But you say, what happens when you remove these social programs, right? When you take music out of the hood, you take sports out of the hood, and you have all these people that are tied up with nowhere to go, no opportunities. They're looking for a way not only to express themselves, which is why hip-hop was originally created, right? Look at what happened in the Bronx in the late 70s, specifically 1977. And after that massive blackout that they had, and look at the explosion of hip hop, right? Look at the explosion of graffiti, where people needed a way to be heard. And you were experiencing this in a lot of inner cities around the world. And man, it's so, this is an older point of view, at least 10 years older, I believe. But we're still fighting that same fight.
Cold winters are sheltered by crack houses instead of recreational centers that they claim to not have the paper to keep open for operation.
Think about that. How many crackheads, how many houses haven't been torn down in your community and people are running through them, selling drugs, doing crime? Why is it not like that in other communities, right? He's saying there's no rec centers or after school programs, but these kids are running the streets and there's crack houses that are taking them in. So we have to decide which houses we want our kids to be a part of. And don't say that we can't afford it, because are you looking to pay for it after incarceration, where we have to house and try to rehabilitate these people? Or is it better to give them a great start from the beginning, right? How would our people be different if we had true opportunity?
The deconstruction of the black family has been in perpetuation ever since Willie Lynch set his theory in motion. Decharacterization was...
For those who don't know, you can Google the Willie Lynch letters. Now, most of this has been considered a hoax, but man, today's world, we don't know what's a hoax and what isn't. Because I was also grown up, and I believed that we were the minority. And I got older and I realized that blackish and brownish, or just people of color, are really the majority of the world, right? We're, in fact, not the minority. I didn't know that our government had a hand in killing civil rights leaders and activists like Malcolm X, right? I didn't know the ugly truth about how our country came to be and what we did to the people that were here. I also believe that. So it's not hard to get something like the Willie Lynch letters. This was supposedly a way about controlling Black America, right, without necessarily calling them slaves, maintaining control by making sure that they hate each other. there's other ways that this is put. It's largely come about as a hoax because some of the language used in those letters wouldn't have been used at that time. Or people then said, it's a counterfeit. But, it depends on your position. You could take a different position on that depending on where you get your facts from.
Theory in motion. Decharacterization was his sole promotion. Therefore, if you take the basketball out of his face and put the coke in his place, he'll still score. What's the young boy to do when he doesn't want to do wrong, but there's a lot
of entrepreneurs in the hood, right? A lot of them. And, I'm sure you can even name a couple. One would argue that Rick Ross, right? And some of these people that, there's people that have been, you only know a select few, but don't get it twisted. There's a lot of people that made their money in this game and got into legitimate investments and changed the trajectory of their family, as well as with organized crime. But, listen to what he's saying.
Cool. What's the young boy to do when he doesn't want to do wrong, but there's a lot
entrepreneurs
right when he has the heart of a soldier, the aggression of a prize fighter, but no one's taught him what to fight for. See, most of our families are fatherless and quite poor, so we miss out on meals as well as kisses and hugs. You've got the audacity to cut the funding for the facilities that keep us off the streets, then ask us why we sell drugs. But imagine if niggas put down their Dyson guns, picked up their daughters and sons, and put a little love right there where the hate is. Imagine if niggas had the chance to become accountants before being taught what the difference between wet and dry weight is. Imagine if these little inner city kids...
Bro, he's saying so much there. And, if you don't get it, you're probably not from the hood, right? And that's why it's like, I love anything that's up for change and change with, like, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I support your mission, but we need so much more than acknowledgement that life matters. We need a curriculum for change that we need to institute and spread knowledge. And that's why I call this channel Blackish University, right? Modern day griots. What are griots? Griots are people that were really from African culture that passed down history and told people how to move in the world before books, before the internet. And they told you who you were and what you were fighting for. And we're missing that today. We don't know a lot of our own history. Which is, if you're a fan of being black, if you're blackish, if you're a person of color, or you just want to fight the good fight, we're looking at everything from spoken word like this to hip hop. As someone that's bringing something new to the conversation, look at Toby Nwigwe, look at Ciroc, look at Black Thought, look at Mos Def, look at Common, look at what people are saying about the future of our world and how we're training them. We need a university.
Had the same type of schools that these rich kids have way out there in the sticks. Imagine if niggas had the chance to learn chemistry for real before we learned how to whip 7.5 out of 6. Imagine if these little black girls could go to that dance school for free and learn to love the dream of that Broadway show. Imagine if she wasn't forced into a game where you assume a filthy name and put your soul when your ass shut the show. Imagine if she was taught to love herself, imitate no one, demand and demonstrate respect when she walks through the door. Imagine if she watched the telly and saw herself during the primetime hour instead of the 4 o'clock video board. Imagine.
Yo, sick with it. I've heard of Black Ice this years ago. I'm going to definitely check out some more of his work, but there's so many people, so many spoken word artists that are relatively unknown that bring such a good message. And I'm glad that we could react to some of that on this channel. So, if you're a fan or a blackish or brownish or a person of color, somebody that's always wanted change in the world we live in, man, join the movement. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We pepper in a little knowledge with a little music here and there, and we're having fun with it. We look forward to the next video.